What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick from MWK Pop, and I want to welcome you to the first of my video series covering the Mnet Asian Music Awards. Now, we're going to talk about I'm going to try, I should say, to talk about every single category that they have listed for where they're going to be giving out awards for. And what I'm going to do is category by category, we're going to go through and make an individual video for each of those, and I'm going to discuss and talk about how I think, how I think that each group fits into that category and ultimately who I'm going to vote for. So the way that I'm going to format this basically is the way it's going to go is when you do the fan vote, someone has to come first and someone has to come last. And so that's the way I'm going to go. I'm going to go we're just going to eliminate people until at the end of the video, the final group remaining is the one that is going to get my vote, or that would get my vote. So let's get it started with, of course, as the title probably says, the first category that I'm going to be covering, which is the best male group of 2015. And let's just name these groups, and then we'll make a little comment on this because, right. So we've got Big Bang, BTS, Super Junior, Shinee, EXO, and Shinhwa. And I have to say, I look at that lineup, those with 6 groups, and I have to say, how exactly were you supposed to pick one of those to be better than to have had the best 2015 over another? How is that possible? Also, SM having 4 groups in there out of the 6, that's also pretty ridiculous, but I think that's also a strong indicator that SM has had a really good year this year. So there you go. It's really difficult. And, some people are going to be sad by my rankings, and some people are going to be really happy, but that's the way it goes. It's not really rankings, but we're just discussing in an organized fashion, right? So, first off, the first group that I have to say that I'm not going to vote for is Shinhwa. And unfortunately, they have to be the first out for me. Someone has to be, these guys are it. I mean, it's really, really difficult to, justify not considering them to be voted for, considering the fact that they've, I don't even know. I can't really consider voting for them. For me personally, I can't consider voting for them just because they aren't really relevant to me in K-pop. They're a group I know who they are, saw them perform at KCON, they were fantastic. They have a couple of songs that I'm really, really familiar with because they are basically like K-pop anthems at this point in time. They've been in K-pop, they've been making this music for basically longer than, at least twice as long as Super Junior, about twice as long as Super Junior at least, who've been going for 10 years at this point. So these guys have been around for a very, 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 very long time. And, that makes it really weird for me to say that I'm not going to really consider them. But on the other hand, just because they've been around for such a long time and they're not really super crazy active these days, or they haven't been as far as when I've been following K-pop, I just personally can't really vote for them. But we're going to talk just to, say something nice about them as something not nice, because I've been saying stuff that's not been particularly, positive for them. I have to say that their song Sniper was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. It was really, really good. And, of course, with the whole, the attitude and the feeling and all of that surrounded that song and music video, that's what you get from a group that's been in K-pop for as long as Shinhwa has. And their experience definitely, came through with that. I could feel it, and that made the song ultimately, about, just that much better. So Shinhwa's the first group out for me, unfortunately. Like I said, someone had to be first. Unfortunately, it was them. So the second group that we're going to talk about and I guess eliminate is EXO. Unfortunately, EXO has to be the first SM group to fall for me. And, EXO, they had a really, really fantastic year, but ultimately EXO hasn't really done anything super groundbreaking or had much of an impact in 2015 as far as the music in their career. They put out some really, 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 really absolutely fantastic songs. Their album was fantastic. Everything about it was really, really good, top quality. SM Entertainment has been killing it in 2015. EXO is included. But for me, as far as promotion track and stuff like that, it's not really something huge. It's kind of like, not really typical XO, but it definitely does have a lot of elements of what we're used to seeing from XO, at least for me. Now that isn't to say that XO, I wouldn't ever consider voting for XO, but in the grand scheme, the entire context of this group of groups, I just can't, because XO just didn't have quite as much of an impact as far as their releases this year than some of these other groups. Also, likewise, similar to XO, who have not really had much of an impact, I have to say that BTS is one of those groups as well. They had some really good, again, some really fantastic songs that they promoted with music videos and stuff. And the album that they had was fantastic. It was lovely. There was lots of good music on it. But ultimately, at the end of the day, again, it's like BTS. It's kind of a lot of it's what we expected from them, and what you're used to. And I just can't really get too behind that. Again, considering who else they are with in this category for being nominated. BTS, for me, I just cannot really consider them very seriously. Now, the next SM Entertainment group that I want to talk about is Super Junior. And again, just like every other SM group that's basically released anything in 2015, they're having the year of their career, and that is really fantastic. Now, for this year, they've kind of evolved a little bit away from their previous, style and sound just a tiny bit, and that's kind of cool. So they've gone with, more of a, classy, I guess you can say, sound and look, coming basically out from Mamacita, right? This Is Love was the first one that they did that, and then basically just went with that, with the most recent being Devil for their summer special album or whatever. And it's been really awesome, really fantastic. It's, for me, right, Super Junior, definitely just for me, because I'm not really super, into them, or haven't been really into them previously. And for me, their overall and general sound and stuff is really serious, strong pop music, right? It's pop music. There's nothing, much else to say about it other than that Super Junior for me is known for, their pop hits. And this year they've kind of, like I said, with the whole classy, look and sound, they've really evolved away from that more to, more artistically influenced genres, or a style of music that is more influenced by more artistic genres of music. And, I like that. That's really cool. So that's basically why I'm putting them where they're at. And, like I said, again, just like basically all the other SM groups, they've had the best songs of their career, in my opinion, and that is fantastic. So moving on, when we're talking about Super Junior, of course we got to talk about Shinee as well. And in my opinion, these guys were the best male, the best boy group for SM Entertainment in 2015, and that's really awesome. View, Married to the Music, basically taking the general pop sound to that Shinee has had pretty consistently from what I can remember, and they took it to an absolutely different level. They just kicked it up like 10 notches from where they were at previously, and they brought us some absolutely fantastic kick-ass killer music. Not only were the promotion tracks good, the rest of the music that they had on their album was fantastic. It ranged from the spectrum of silly fun to absolutely serious, really good artistic music, and that's fantastic. It really is good. That album, for me, definitely I would have to rank as one of the most impactful and one of my favorite albums of 2015. So that is why Shinee, I should say, is basically second. They just come up short though, because of course the group that I have to vote for is Big Bang. And I have to ask, how could you not vote for Big Bang in 2015, considering just the absolutely insane promotions that they have gone through so far? They released their 4 releases for Made. They're still waiting to finish that one up because they haven't actually completed their Made promotions yet, because they still have to release the full album, right? They've released M, A, D, and E thus far, with music videos for every video except for every song that they've released except for one. and then they actually have to release the entire made thing, which I don't specifically know. I'm not really all hooked into the information and all that stuff, but you know, Big Bang, one, they're a big group. They're, you know, it's been 2-3 years since their last actual release as a group, and then they came in and they released, their promotions went off like a nuclear bomb, and they just exploded this summer, and they went absolutely ham. They went hard. They just like were out to kill people, and they very possibly could have killed people. And I mean, it's fantastic. Their songs, right? They have impact, whether that's the music video, the lyrics, or the song itself, the composition of the song itself. They cover basically every single aspect that you could possibly want from a song. And, you know, different songs, of course, have different focuses and different, you know, areas that they're, you know, more focused on as far as this. But, you know, Big Bang really putting out, again, like maybe not the best music of their career, because I don't really know their career too well, but definitely in 2015, you know, 5-6 of the best songs that you could, you know, release in 2015, considered on a couple of different, you know, scales and categories. But I mean, I can't possibly, you know, not vote for these guys for their, you know, what they've done in 2015, because it's been absolutely massive. They worked hard to do all this promoting. They, like, seriously, there was a lot of work and effort that went into this. So, you know, if they don't win this, which I don't see why they won't, but I definitely do think that they are very much deserving. So there you go. Those are, you know, basically what I have to say about the nominees for the best male group of 2015. Big Bang gets my vote, although honestly I could have voted. I wouldn't have any problem voting for pretty much any of these groups. Shinhwa, even though I said that I wouldn't really consider them, but of course, you know, Shinhwa, compared to the rest of these other groups, I really don't consider them. But there you go. I want to know, who are you voting for as far as the best male group? Leave it down in the comment box below, and you know, tell me why. Who are you voting for and why? Also, if you disagree with, you know, who, basically that'd be how you'd be telling me who you're voting for. So do that, and then also be sure to come back for my next video, which is going to be the best female group. So do that. It's going to be coming up really quickly, because I'm trying to get these out, all of these videos out, before the award show starts December 2nd or December 1st where I live. And yeah, so that means that they're going to be coming out very quickly, like maybe a video a day. So if you're looking forward to that and you want to see some more, be sure to subscribe if you aren't, so that you don't miss a single one. So that is going to be it for this video. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Goodbye. To just absolutely kill the year 2015 with Shinee, Super Junior, Red Velvet putting out some of the best music that they have ever put out. And FX is no different. A lot of people, I'm pretty sure, had a bit of a doubt on whether or not FX was gonna, you know, how FX was gonna work as for, but I didn't.